as the donkeys start to weep. Stars and stripes forever sway, in the land of the brave we stay. We've got the power now, in the heart of every town. We've got the power now, the Reds are going down.
With a flagpole planted firm,
golden dreams that won't decay,
marching proudly through the day. In the eagle's shadow by, we find our strength and take our pride. Let the voices echo loud, tearing through the waiting crowd. We've got the power now, in the heart of every town. We've got the power now, the Reds are going down. Across the plains and mountains all, hear the victory call. With courage and with might we strive, in the light of freedom's sky. We got the power now, in the heart of every town. We've got the power now, the Reds are going down.
The elephants marching with red in the air, handshakes and smiles showing strength everywhere. Trump leads a charge with promises bold. The new era shines, or so we've been told. Donkeys are hiding, feeling the blues, as the red, white, and blue take over the news. It's a brand new day. The GOP's in play, waving flags high as they dance and sway. Democrats hush, for change is here, as the trumpets played loud and clear. Decades have passed with the same old song. Now they say it's time to move along. Trump's in the spotlight with his charismatic charm, bringing the spotlight, raising the alarm. Elephants leading with the banner unfurled, the grand old vision shaping the world. It's a brand new day. The GOP's in play, waving flags high as they dance and sway. Democrats hush, for change is here, as the trumpets play loud and clear. Together they march, side by side, with a push for change, nothing too high. Red, white, and blue, it's a bold new year, as the trumpets play loud and clear. It's a brand new day, the GOP's in play, waving flags high as they dance and sway. Democrats hush, for change is here, as the trumpets play loud and clear.
hello and happy Halloween, fellow vampires, ghouls, and witches. Welcome to Culturama, where on this stream we are taking back tomorrow today. And where on this show, what we are trying to do, and yes, even on Halloween, we are trying to reclaim the zeitgeist of traditional Americana back into the United States, the one that we have lost so long ago with the induction of woke ideology, critical theories, postmodernism, and yes, even the induction of rather primitive and questionable cultures. And on this show, we like to have conversations that help us understand how to reclaim that zeitgeist, how to have those conversations, and how to critically think about some of these political and cultural problems affecting us today in the United States. And what better time to talk about that than on Halloween Day? Also, in the midst of election season, at the very end of the election season, we have a lot to talk about here. And one of those candidates that was running for president, it seems like, is gone completely zombie mode. I don't know if you guys have heard, but President Biden is biting babies yet again. I've heard that if it happens 3 times, they have to put him down. Is it going to happen again? We'll keep track of that. And also on this stream, I did want to talk about something that I think is really important, especially for fellow right-wingers and conservatives, and that is talking about the alternative economy. I want to talk about businesses, products, and also just organizations that we can support. It's kind of like a feel-good support stream. Let's support the people that are on our side, if you know what I'm talking about. And what better time to do that other than right before the election? So I'm going to be talking about that and other more pertinent stories and try to keep it creepy in the Halloween mode today. And as you can see, I am a witch. This is my costume. I've kind of hinted at it, posted pictures about it on social media. I know you guys wanted to see it in real life, so here I am, IRL, in front of you today on Halloween wearing my witch costume. And for more than one time, I have been called a witch before, so I figured what better way to really embody that than to dress up as a witch on Halloween. So at any rate, I'm going to be talking about that, the Biden story. I'm going to be talking about the alternative economies and, the people that we can support, give our support to, post about. Again, it's going to be more of a laid back, feel-good stream for Halloween today, but I think you guys will enjoy it. Also, I have a little bit of offensive statistics, or rather very spooky and frightening statistics to talk about as well on our offensive statistics segment. I think you guys will enjoy that as well, so please stay tuned for that. And so I'm just going to get into it with you guys. Also, I've heard that Jimmy Kimmel is being haunted by the prospect of Trump winning the presidency. Yes, Jimmy Kimmel is laying awake at night, every night, because he's absolutely mortified that Trump could be president. Clearly, the presidential race is going to be really close. I think most people can agree with that. So I'm going to be talking about that and how the big players in Hollywood and media and entertainment are just completely mortified, scary. Halloween clearly is for them a real life horror scenario, and that's where we are today. So I'm going to be talking about that and more. If you stay tuned, we have a lot to cover today in our show. And, I hope that I have a lot of viewers today on Halloween night and Halloween evening. I know some people, especially adults, don't have the time to go trick or treat. They don't quite have the kids yet, or, they don't quite have any friends yet. I know how that's like. You have nothing else to do, just sit back, relax. You can hang around with me today on Halloween, and I think we will enjoy each other quite well. When I come back, I'm going to be jumping into the Biden story. Biden is biting babies. Yes, he is completely out of adrenochrome. We're going to be talking about that here as I come back, and we'll be talking about the Kimmel story as well. And we have a few choice words for Jimmy Kimmel because he's also basically telling people, he's interfering with the election. I'm going to be talking about that. He's so scared of Trump becoming president that he is directly interfering with the election. There's a clip of him talking about that, so stay tuned and we'll touch on that as well. So I will be right back. I will pull up those stories for you, and you just stay put.
Well, here comes the shiny yellow like Marilyn with a twist. She's got a master's degree and a style you can't resist. On Culturama, baby, we're shaking up the scene. So hit that like, make it click, you know what we mean. Like and subscribe, come on, don't delay. With Daniela at the helm, we're leading the way. It's Culturama, taking back tomorrow today.
You have to force behaviors, and at BlackRock, we are forcing behaviors.
Mao ordered his citizens to throw off the four olds. Old thinking, old culture, old customs, and old habits. So, your whole life went in the garbage overnight, no biggie. And those who resisted were attacked by an army of purifiers called the Red Guard, who went around the country putting dunce caps on people. Yeah, who didn't take to being a new kind of mortal being.
If you don't force behaviors, whether it's gender or race or just any way you want to say the composition of your team, you're going to be impacted.
Well, things haven't been so sweet for Ben & Jerry's after the company posted an anti-American tweet, a few of them, on the 4th of July. The ice cream makers declared the United States was founded on stolen indigenous land.
Well, someone should tell Target that, because they're now selling swimsuits with tuckums in the women's section of the store. And they even have a line just for kids.
Yeah, we're going to reach out to Ben & Jerry's and ask them how they can live with themselves as they operate a multi-billion-dollar company on stolen land while declaring other people give up their so-called stolen land.
This is the child section. This is literally the kids section. I'm next to a literal onesie that says whatever the hell that means. We have glad you came out, and I'm so happy that you're queer. In the kids section. Are you kidding me? I'm sorry, but pride and toddler don't belong in the same sentence.
Good news! Starbucks will offer its workers reimbursement of travel expenses related to accessing abortion and gender-affirming procedures.
Kyle Rittenhouse was seen wearing a Black Rifle Coffee Company shirt, and they wanted to distance themselves from that individual. Key employees at the company also were donating to Democrats. Hafer doubled down on throwing many in his base under the bus, describing them as racist and a repugnant group of people.
Hey, Liberty lovers, stop.
Whispers in the moonlight, shadows softly creep among tombstone silence, lost secrets deep. A shiver in a stillness where specters play with melodies of memories in ghostly sway. In the graveyard, mist we find.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Culturama, where we are taking back the zeitgeist of traditional Americana back into the United States. I hope you have been enjoying your Halloween. I know I have, especially with my witch costume here, and I hope to hear that some of you are dressed up as well. I know it's not exactly like an adult holiday, but I think adults enjoy it thoroughly quite a bit. Before I get into this next story, I do want to look at through some of the Rumble comments that people have been leaving. Because I do have a text line. I didn't show the number on when I was gone, but if you do want to text the show, there's no guarantee I may have a chance to read it, but I will do my best. But the text line is 573-416-0635. Again, that is 573-416-0635. And throughout the show, as it will progress, I may not have time to read all the comments. You can send in a Rumble rant, though, because I guarantee I will read your comment when you do send in a Rumble rant. But I want to look. I saw a few choice comments here in the Rumble chat. which is where my primary viewership comes from. And I did want to read some of these chats here. Someone wrote that they love statistics and retarded animals from No Easy Answers. Thank you for stopping by, No Easy Answers. It is true. I do have a pet that is significantly retarded. And he may not be making an appearance at the end of this show, unfortunately. He's out with his friends. They're out drinking, you know, him and his other Chihuahua friend. But for those of you that do not know, I do own a Chihuahua that is special needs. And statistics, that's a big part of the show. I love it too. That's why it's a big segment here. Thank you for coming in. No Easy Answers. I also saw earlier that Cecilia H has joined us. She said, "Sup y'all, how's everyone tonight?" Thank you, Cecilia, for showing up. I know you're a big supporter of the show, and I thank you for showing up here today. Someone wrote, No Easy Answers also wrote, she's got a master's degree. Yes, that is a lyric in that commercial song. Austin Peterson put it in there. It's classic indeed. And let's see here. And you also asked, do they sell swimsuits that make your junk look bigger? Asking for a friend. No Easy Answers. I am not sure what you're referring to. But as far as I understand, cod pieces are a thing still, so that's something to consider, especially for Halloween, you know. Halloween is not a holiday just for children. Adults enjoy it just the same. That's why they also sell costumes. We see Plumpkin, I believe, Plumpkin Zero has joined us today. He said he's not wearing any pants. Thank you, Plumpkin, for joining us, and no pants needed on this stream. Okay, I'm going to jump into the next story here. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, actually, I did get a text. This was from the last stream. I forgot to read this comment out loud. I apologize for this viewer if they're not here today, but I'm going to read it out loud because I missed it in this stream. They wrote, Santino means little saint. The Catholic Church is using Latin. This is referring to the anime mascot that the Catholic Church has launched for their Jubilee. And one of the characters' name is Santino, the dog. And I said that character, Santino, paired with the character Luce, sounded like Lucifer and Satan a little bit. And so this person was clarifying that Santino means saint. I know it means saint, so thank you for clarifying that. It's just the sound of it sounded rather odd. That's why I brought attention to it. They also said, love the Halloween break images. Thank you so much. I do put a lot of effort into them. And obviously I'm going to be adding more stuff as this stream grows and as Culturama gets a larger viewership. But thank you so much for your compliments. I will be having up more. Did you guys enjoy that Halloween joke I put up about the vampires? I hope you did, because we're going to be having a lot more jokes like that today throughout the stream. So anyway, I'm going to be jumping into this next story here, and I'm going to be pulling it up here in a second. This is Joe Biden biting babies. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to the news, but Joe Biden has been caught sucking a baby's foot and biting another baby's leg at the White House. As of the posting of this tweet, it was an hour ago. And then this comment wrote, for the love of God, vote early. My goodness, please everyone vote early here. So let's take a look at this video. Here's a picture. Betty Johnson tweeted this. Apparently Joe Biden is biting babies again at the White House this evening. Clearly this man is completely out of adrenochrome. He is short in supply. His doctor, maybe his prescription ran out. His doctor didn't want to give it to him, so the next best thing to do is during their little Halloween celebration at the White House, where parents and people come out with their children in costumes. It's just like a little holiday gimmick they do. The next best thing that he could do is bite the leg of a child to get his adrenochrome fix. As they say, adrenochrome not even once, because as far as I understand, it's highly addictive material. So my condolences to Biden that he has to deal with this. But here's the video. I hope this audio will play. You can see he's going in for the kill right there. He's kissing the foot. He's biting the foot. And off she goes. So I think that this child was dressed up as an ice cream cone. If I'm mistaken, someone can correct me on that. But I think the mom here is dressed up like someone that works in an ice cream shop, right? in an ice cream parlor, like those old-fashioned ones. And her child here is supposed to be an ice cream cone. So perhaps, you know, as someone like Biden who thoroughly enjoys ice cream, I think this was a little unwise on the mom's part to introduce the kid in this state, you know, in an ice cream costume. You know, it's a little too tempting for the old man. So really bad choice on the mom's part. Do not know what she was thinking about that. But I think perhaps Biden in his state may have confused the child with an actual ice cream cone. Maybe he got a little too excited, right? You'd think, just give the old guy some credit. He's lived a long life. He's seen a lot of life. He's tired. He just got confused. Okay, fine. It happened twice, though, within the same setting. And then he goes ahead and bites a child dressed up as a turkey. So there seems to be a pattern here. He is biting children that are dressing up as food items, more or less. This is, I'm assuming, a Thanksgiving turkey, perhaps. So, you know, he's excited for Thanksgiving. I know I am. I love Thanksgiving. I love eating food. Anyway, but yeah, maybe he's getting a little too confused about that and he's starting to bite the babies. But again, as I've said in the beginning of this stream, I did hear that if this happens 3 times, they have to put him down. I've just heard that allegedly. I don't know if that's really going to happen. This is 2 times already, and it's going to possibly happen a 3rd time. We cannot let him around too many children. It would be rather sad if we have to put down the president. So, you know, this man clearly not in the best mental state to maybe seclude himself from that. But, you know, I think that in his aged state, with the amount of adrenochrome and Adderall that they have been pumping into him, it would make sense that he's probably losing it a little bit. So, once again, my condolences to him. But anyway, on to the next story about Jimmy Kimmel. I'm not a big Jimmy Kimmel fan. The Liberty Tonight is the only nightly show that I will ever enjoy, which, by the way, if you're going to stick around till the end of the stream, you can catch after my stream on the 4 Liberty Network. Very funny couple, the fellas on the Liberty Tonight show. But anyway, I haven't watched Jimmy Kimmel all that much, but I am aware of him clearly. And I'm aware that he is part of the giant cabal that influences all major American media here in the United States. And he has come out saying this, and I've tried to look for articles about this today, and it was scrubbed from the internet, by the way. This tweet is older, and I did find this tweet. But a leading report says that ABC's late-night comedian Jimmy Kimmel says that a potential second Trump term is haunting his dreams. I thought this story was appropriate for today's episode because it is Halloween related. But, you know, clearly, as this individual says here, Planet of Memes, it's perhaps time for Jimmy to seek some professional help because the TDS, or Trump derangement syndrome, is obviously off the charts in this situation. If you're finding yourself unable to perform daily tasks, natural tasks, which does include, of course, going to sleep, you're going to have a bad time. If you can't do that because of a thing like a president coming into office, you clearly do have mental issues. And so it's quite unfortunate for Jimmy Kimmel to be going through this. Again, my condolences for the individuals involved in these stories, rather unfortunate. But I think that it has gotten to him so much to a point that perhaps, oh, this person called him a beta male cuck. How original. I think that this has gotten to his head so much so that he is now interfering, or he's trying to interfere with the election. And so here's a video that I wanted to play for you guys. Jimmy Kimmel says, if you want to vote for Trump, vote late. Vote so late that you'll be voting Thursday and maybe Friday. So clearly he's trying to confuse some of those idiot voters out there. Okay? I'm not saying all conservatives or all people that vote for Trump are idiots. I'm talking about the few low IQ individuals that may not be aware that they cannot vote Thursday or Friday. So he is telling them to maybe vote Thursday or Friday so they will not be able to vote for Trump. Let's take a listen.
Give him a call. Wrestle that mop bucket out of his hands. I don't know if you guys know about this, but we have an election coming up on. I feel pretty relaxed about it. I've really been enjoying the week. It's in times like these, it's important to remember that cannabis is legal in our state. But you have to vote. If you can vote early, vote early. If you can't vote early, vote on time. If you want to vote for Trump, vote late, vote very late. If you're voting on Thursday or maybe Friday, this will be my third time voting against Donald Trump. Fifth, if you count the 2 times he was nominated for an Emmy for a reality show host.
Did you hear how proud he was when he said that? Oh, this is my 3rd time not voting for Donald Trump. Let's take a listen to that again. That's sad.
If you count the 2 times he was nominated for an Emmy for a reality show host. Voting on Thursday or maybe Friday, this will be my 3rd time voting against Donald Trump. Fifth, if you count the 2 times he was nominated for an Emmy for a reality show host. According to a new poll from CNN, only 30% of American voters think if he loses, Trump will concede. Which what would give them that idea? Of course Trump won't concede if he loses his election. He still hasn't conceded the last election. And already he's claiming Pennsylvania is cheap. Give him a call. Wrestle that mop bucket out of his...
So obviously Jimmy cannot stand the prospect that Trump actually has a possibility of winning. I actually think comments like these are a good thing because it does signal their level of fear and their level of kind of like this anxiety. And you can tell that this man is quite anxious. It's not easy to tell when a man is anxious depending on the man. But clearly, this is a very anxious individual. And so what is happening here is that, he's trying to, obviously he's playing a joke. He's not actually committing an act of election interference. But all jokes come from somewhere, right? They all come from some source of truth within that person's life. So I think what is happening here is that Jimmy obviously is scared because he may not be on the no or the complete no of what the election outcomes are. Obviously, I don't think he's one of those people that would have that information if that information is accessible. But he's not a dumb guy. I think he's aware of what's going on. And so what is happening, that he really does see that the waves are perhaps going against or turning against someone like him and his political predilections. And so I think what's happening is that, he's trying to kind of diffuse the situation for himself by making jokes like this. If you know anything about anything, if you've interacted with people before, you would understand that, especially people like this that joke quite a bit, they can't help but joke about the things that make them anxious. So I do think that's what's happening here. And hopefully that will be the case for the election, in my opinion. I will be honest, I am someone that has voted for Trump, and I did vote for Trump in this election. He is not my favorite political individual at all, or throughout the history of politics at all. He is not like my choice candidate. So I'm not a die-hard Trump fan. However, I will acknowledge that he is far better, leagues better, than the alternative right now. And as someone that is not the biggest fan of Trump, I'm still willing to concede and say that it is still necessary to vote that administration, to vote Trump, that candidate, into office. It's absolutely necessary right now. And with the economy trending, from a lot of sources that I've seen, with the economy trending as the top issue for most voters in the United States, I think that Trump does have a decent chance. I'm not sure for certain. You can share in the comments what you think, if you think that maybe it's more of a likely chance that Kamala will win. But I think that with the economy being as much of an issue as it is right now, especially against the last 4 years, I think he has quite a chance. And that is why bigwigs and people in the big leagues, so to speak, like Jimmy Kimmel, in these positions of direct influence, to be quite fair, I think that's why they are so scared. And that's why they're being haunted by the prospect of people like Trump or Trump himself becoming president, or people like J.D. Vance getting positions of power, because it's questioning their very existence within their roles of influence. And in the last stream, I've talked about, spheres of influence and people like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Peter Thiel, other big figures. now starting to question the narrative and actually go against the narrative. Jeff Bezos said that he is not going to endorse any candidate for Washington Post. We have seen USA Today do the same thing, the LA Times. So, you do see these major platforms kind of say like, no, we're not going to kowtow to the narrative that has been so pre-established and established for so long. And that we are supposed to be these liberal news agencies or these liberal social media platforms, such as the case with Twitter or even Facebook. And so you see these people in these positions of power with the great deal of influence that they did have and wield for so long, like Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, kind of go against the tide now. And that's making the rest of the, I would say, network of influence kind of scared. And that's why you have the more outspoken ones in that network, like Jimmy Kimmel, they can't help it. They can't help but be honest about their feelings, right? So he can't help but make that joke and say like, oh, I'm a little haunted by this. So I think that Jimmy Kimmel really is haunted by what's happening and people like him and people surrounding him. I tried to find articles about this today. I couldn't find a single one. I think that it has been completely scrubbed because it looks so embarrassing and so bad and cuckolded. So clearly they deleted that. But this tweet, it was still up. So I just wanted to pull it up for you guys to look at. Okay, I'm going to look at the Rumble chat here for a second. I see that we have more people coming in. Agent Orange Man, says Mr. Pig. Yes. Okay, looks like we have a $5 donation from Cecilia H. Thank you so much, Cecilia. She said, it is a jump for a politician going from kissing babies, sniffing them, and then biting them. Dude wants to eat the children. Yes, he clearly wants to eat the children. He is, again, I don't know in what world it would be considered appropriate to do that. I know people do that. Even this morning, Austin Peterson said on his show that he bites his baby, but biting someone else's baby is just a much different situation. I never bit a baby before. I actually didn't know that was a thing that people do. I suppose it's a form of cute aggression. So, I may have the same feeling towards my dog, perhaps. But biting someone else's child is just very strange and almost creepy to me. Again, I thought it went well with the theme for today's episode. But at any rate, yes, it is weird. I think that it has something to do, once again, with his limited adrenochrome prescription. Something happened. Maybe he switched doctors out, so that may have played a part in that. He's going through the transitionary period where he doesn't have access to the adrenochrome, so he's kind of feeling like that how would you say, the withdrawal symptoms. And once you get access to a very potent source of that adrenochrome, you can't help but just like bite into it. I would imagine it's a very addictive material. I encourage everyone who are watching that is a big fan of the show, please donate to the Rumble, send a Rumble rant. It is so appreciated, and it goes into the development of the show. So, and you are supporting the message of the show today that I want to talk about, an alternative economy. And what I mean by that is businesses, organizations, podcasts, creators that offer a position, an opinion, or a product even, that is going against the framed narrative within this country of what should be ideologically espoused and accepted. And for a long time, that has been the leftist agenda. Remember when Budweiser, I think it was, came out, was it over a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, with their trans marketing that no one asked for? Yeah. Consumers pushed back on that hard. And what has happened since then is that companies are kind of taking note, and some big major companies like Budweiser kind of like pulled that campaign back. Other big ones like Toyota has recently said that they are not going to be having an LGBTQ like marketing for Pride Month and whatnot. They pulled back on that campaign. So you are seeing these large corporations take note of what's failing them. So thankfully, consumers are being awakened in their own way, not woke, but awakened. And they are not consuming products that are clearly pushing this disgusting narrative and agenda that none of us really wanted to really want to be exposed to in the first place. Okay? And so what I mean by alternative economies is basically like, support creators and organizations that really support your ideological leanings. So I'll be looking at those today, and it's kind of a stream that's more of a feel-good stream. I would love for you guys to donate to the show today through a Rumble rant, but we'll also be looking at other organizations that you can support today on Halloween. I will be right back because I want to pull up a very scary statistic for all of you guys. I think you will enjoy this one, but it's not too offensive, but it is spooky. So on my next segment on offensive statistics, stay tuned. We'll be going over something really spooky here. But before I do that, I want to ask you guys, are you aware of what the Christmas creep is? That's what we're going to be talking about. If you don't know, maybe it's a good time to Google it. I will be right back. Hang in there for the rest of this spooky, scary Halloween stream.
In shadows gliding, wearing spooky grins, ghostly voices whisper as the night begins. Cobwebs dance with spiders under the moon's gaze, while the spirits join us in their eerie ways. Halloween's creeping with a ghostly tune, jack-o'-lanterns gleaming under the witch's moon.
Whispers in the moonlight, shadows softly creep among tombstone silence, lost secrets deep. A shiver in a stillness where specters play with melodies of memories in ghostly sway.
In the graveyard, mist we find,
haunting echoes intertwine.
In shadows gliding, wearing spooky grins, ghostly voices whisper as the night begins. Cobwebs dance with spiders under the moon's gaze, while the spirits join us in their eerie ways. Halloween's creeping with a ghostly tune, jack-o'-lanterns gleaming under the witch's moon.
Lights so bright, ideals flash in the night, opponents stand side by side, cultures collide, nowhere to hide. Fists meet dreams in the street, history on repeat, our world's in a spin, let the future begin.
All right, welcome back to Culturama on this Halloween nightly stream. What did you guys think about that last segment that we talked about, Joe Biden's adrenochrome withdrawals? Clearly he's experiencing them. I did want to look at some of the more, because I saw in the Rumble chat that a few people were saying some choice words about Leo, my retarded dog. Because when I was on a break, I saw this, and sorry, I was trying to fix my hair here, but someone wrote about Leo. Plumpkin0 3 minutes ago wrote the dog, and someone said that he has a pretty big belly, which is true. And then No Easy Answers again wrote, "It's if times got hard, he could feed a family for a week, I bet." Just because this is true, it doesn't mean it has to be said. No Easy Answers. You don't think I keep note of that? I absolutely do. My dad likes to say that he would be a pretty penny on the Korean market. So, if you know what I mean there. I also see a few comments from the YouTube stream. So thank you guys for joining on YouTube. I do get more interaction on Rumble and more viewership on there. But if you're on YouTube, hello, Mark Jones. He said Joe Biden is trash. And then we have Mark Jones, hi from Lake Hartwell. Hello, Mark. Thank you. And then Craig D from YouTube said he doesn't need to get elected again. Let the biting and sniffing begin. Yeah, you know, and there has been some talk about whether or not Joe Biden is like purposefully making, I guess you could say, faux pas publicly because he's trying to sabotage Kamala and her legacy. Like, for instance, calling Trump voters trash, I think it was he said a few days ago, as a response to the Puerto Rican joke that was done at the Madison Square Garden rally. I don't know if that's the case. Honestly, I don't think that Joe Biden is that I think, well, he's that clever. I just don't think he's that competent right now to do something like that. But I also can see that as a possibility. So it very much could be true. Honestly, I'm kind of split on that issue. So, but you could be right there. Anyway, I promised you guys a spooky statistic, and I just realized I forgot my spooky statistic, offensive statistic panel. So if you could just please stand by, and I'll play that for you right now.
Counting numbers driving me mad, statistics piling, it's all a fad. Everywhere I look, numbers inside, adding this up, keeping me up at night. Oh, those figures dance and whirl in this cluttered number world.
Okay, so before I get into the statistic, I did want to reference this tweet because this tweet is what got me thinking about this and the Christmas creep. I wonder if anyone did Google that, but it kind of gave it away regardless. I thought it was important to mention. But Georgina Rose, a very interesting content that she puts out. She is a pagan, I believe. She has a more esoteric postings. She esoteric posts on her Twitter profile. I hope to get her on as a guest on my show very soon. But she made this post the other day on the 29th. And, you know, on that same day, I actually went into a Kohl's, a Target, a few other places to do some last minute shopping. And it was exactly my experience. There's Christmas stuff everywhere. When you go into Costco, the first thing you see now is Christmas stuff. And this was just a couple days before Halloween, right? So, you know, it just completely gets you out of the mood. You know what I'm saying? You're just not in the mood anymore. The fall mood, we just completely bypass Thanksgiving. God forbid we talk about the Pilgrims. You know, they're trying to root out Columbus Day. Now they're rooting out Thanksgiving. But it just goes from Halloween on August, my birthday month in August, there's already Halloween, and then it's just Halloween until apparently not even October. Some places do it middle of September. They have Christmas stuff out in September. I personally think that's absolutely disgusting, and the people that run organizations and stores that do that must be not just excommunicated from society, but also, I would say, publicly humiliated. And maybe even I think that's an excuse to bring out the guillotine. I want to read this tweet out to you. So she wrote that I went to Target to get candy to pass out to the kids in my town today. Understandable. A lot of us do that last minute. And it was so surreal to see that they're already getting rid of Halloween stuff to make way for Christmas stuff. Isn't this the peak week for Halloween shopping? And it is. I was actually out at Costco today, and everyone was, first of all, dressed up, interestingly enough, in costume. And they were also tons of candy, shopping carts full of candy. And I'm not exaggerating. Almost everyone there was out there to get candy. And that was today on Halloween. So, you know, people, this was posted 2 days ago. So clearly it is peak Halloween season. This is what people are thinking about. People plan out their parties ahead of time. They plan out taking their kids or their siblings out to trick-or-treating. Maybe watch a movie, you know, go out to a party, go out with friends, go to a haunted house. People plan this out. This is what they're thinking of. And then as soon as they walk into that store, they have to get a whole host of like Christmas propaganda shoved into their face, unfortunately. Very unfortunate. I wrote this. I went out to buy extra Halloween decorations and it was slim pickings, which is true. I went to a dollar store and they had like one tinsel and maybe one scarecrow. So anyway, as I said, this tweet got me thinking about the Christmas creep phenomenon. And for those of you that don't know, let me actually pull it up for you right now. For those that didn't look it up, but this is what Christmas creep means. I'll just pull up the wiki here. I know Wikipedia. I don't know how you people say it. I was lambasted this morning for saying it incorrectly. So English is not my first language. Okay. Christmas creep is a merchandising phenomenon in which merchants and retailers introduce Christmas-themed merchandise or decorations before the traditional start of the holiday shopping season. So basically the creep... Well, my mistake. Sorry about that. The creep is obviously, as it says, is when big box stores and even small stores, privately owned businesses will push out Christmas merchandise earlier and earlier and earlier because it is, believe it or not, one of the most profitable, if not the most profitable, I guess next to Valentine's Day, is the most profitable holiday out there. So obviously stores want to make money. And I guess there's nothing technically wrong with that. It makes sense to a degree, but there's just something so wrong about it. You know, I don't feel good about that at all. You can tell me in the comments what you think. For the most part, I've heard people say that they think that Christmas decorating, even Christmas considerations, should begin on the beginning of November, like the first week of November. Some people say November 1st. I have not come across a single individual that said they felt comfortable with it occurring in October. So this is the statistic that I found and I posted. I know you guys love statistics. If you watch my show, you most likely love statistics, but I posted this. Christmas is consuming every holiday. I wrote every other holiday. At this point, I'm going to say every other holiday. Every holiday. As big box retailers wheel out Christmas earlier and earlier, Thanksgiving is decimated and Halloween isn't even over. So here you go. So these are holiday retail sales in the United States, and this refers to specifically Christmas. As you can see, it's just exponentially growing more and more every year. Here's more, here's 2024. So obviously, as the United States population grows, this is going to happen as well. So there's obviously many other, there's many variables affecting the statistic. However, I don't think it's naive to say that this is probably due to the reason that retailers are just pushing it out earlier and earlier every year. It is the most profitable season, the most profitable holiday that these businesses lean back on to make extra money. And I find it extremely disturbing. I think the first time that I saw Christmas decorations this year, it must have been, as far as I'm aware and I remember, perhaps beginning of October. It was like the first week of October, I think. I went into a Costco and I saw their big Christmas teddy bear inflatable and like Christmas lights. It may have even been the last couple days of September. I could be wrong about that. But it was definitely the first week of October. And then the first week of October, that's when I just start thinking about Halloween. I don't think about Halloween in September. I'm not one of those girls. I know a lot of you may assume this about me, but I'm not like huge on Halloween. I'm not one of those girls that like thinks that it's Halloween ever since September 1st. I like to keep my September still a little summery. But the 1st of October, that's when you kind of get into that, fall, autumn spirit, and, and you see Christmas decorations. It just completely kills the mood. And I think this also contributes to the fact that less people may even want to celebrate Halloween. I've been hearing that less and less trick-or-treaters are coming around. This is obviously for various reasons. For one, people are having less children, so obviously that's going to happen as well and affect that. But I also think it has to do with the fact that as far as merchandising is concerned, these businesses just don't put out as much Halloween stuff because people, first of all, aren't going to buy it as often if you're going to push it out in August, which I do see Halloween decorations come out is in August, my birth month year, which is completely disturbing to me. But people aren't going to be in the season, in the feel of it if it's already Christmas decorations in the middle of October. It's just weird. And also, I'm in my witch outfit, so I will just say winter solstice doesn't happen until the end of December. So we're still technically in fall. I don't want to see a single Christmas decoration or winter element at any store until at least the middle of December. Okay, we're still in fall season, so we are not in winter. And for the individuals that say that it is winter now or it's fall in early September, late August, you are all technically wrong. The autumnal equinox does not happen until mid-September. So I just want to put that out there. You're all wrong. And I'm technically right, the best kind of right. Okay. So I want to get into the main point of this stream, which is what I've been hinting at, and that is the acceptance of alternate economic structures and alternative economies, businesses that we can support, organizations, creators, things like that. And I have just a few pulled up here that I myself have consumed, and I will be showing a few products to you guys, but I'm not going to be shilling anything. I just like to talk about this. Honestly, I just find it interesting, and I think in the goodwill of the holiday season, I will be talking about that. If you're still confused about what I mean, just stay there. I will explain it to you in more depth, okay? But I will be right back, and I'll pull those things up for you. Just give me one moment. Alrighty? Hold on a second. Let me pull up the... also, if you want to text the stream, that number is 573-416-0635. 573-416-0635. And if you want to, and the best creator that you can all support, donate a Rumble Rant if you wish. You don't have to, but I really think you should. It'll take the show a very long way. I think you guys will enjoy more content that I have to offer, so please donate a Rumble Rant if you could. Alrighty, I'll be right back.
Whispers in the moonlight, shadows softly creep among tombstone silence, lost secrets deep. A shiver in a stillness where specters play with melodies of memories in ghostly sway.
In the graveyard, mist we find,
haunting echoes intertwine.
In the city lights so bright, ideals flash in the night. Opponents stand side by side. Cultures collide, nowhere to hide. Misty dreams in the street. History on repeat. Our world's in a spin. Let the future begin.
In the heart they gather strong, pushing back the lefty's throng. With the red banner held high, marching forward through the night. Promises of old will keep, as the donkeys start to weep. Stars and stripes forever sway, in the land of the brave we stay. We've got the power now, in the heart of every town. We've got the power now, the Reds are going down.
With a flagpole planted firm,
golden dreams that won't decay,
marching proudly through the day. In the eagle's shadow by, we find our strength and take our pride. Let the voices echo loud, tearing through the waiting crowd. We've got the power now, in the heart of every town. We've got the power now, the Reds are going down. Across the plains and mountains tall, hear the victory call. With courage and with might we strive, in the light of freedom's guide. We got the power now, in the heart of every town. We've got the power now, the Reds are going down.
Okay, welcome back to Culturama and happy Halloween. I hope you guys are having a great Halloween. I think you are if you're watching me, but you know, that's just my woman's intuition speaking. So at any rate, I did see that I got some new Rumble rants sent my way, so I wanted to read those out for you guys today, and then I'll just go on ahead and talk about the next story here as we're approaching the half of the show. But it looks like I had 2 more donations. $5 from Nelson65. Thank you so much, Nelson. He said, maybe Biden is a wicked witch that eats babies. Well, actually, that would make him a warlock, I think. A warlock or a wizard. But yes, close. Yes, he is obviously trying to gain that, you know, youthful energy from that child, and he's like sucking it out. As a fellow witch, I would know how that works. I can't exactly explain it in mortal terms, but just take my word for it. That's how it works. It's more of an intuitive process. But yes, you're absolutely accurate. That's basically what it's doing. That's basically what the adrenochrome cartel is like. And then No Easy Answers donated $5. He said, No Easy Answers is the best. Mark Jones is my dad, and he is new to the stream. Okay, awesome. Welcome, Mark Jones. Thank you for letting me know. No Easy Answers. Dad in the chat needs some epic new Daniela/Leo lore. Knower of the old stories, share your knowledge. Oh my goodness. No Easy Answers. You may not know what you have just done right now. You have just potentially opened up not just a can of worms, an entire rabbit hole of information. I will just say this. There is a lot of lore surrounding Leo and his upbringing and the process of adoption that he had to undergo to join my family. A few years ago, I'll answer your question next, Mark Jones. You wrote if I'm a Republican or a Libertarian. I'll answer that in a minute. A few years ago, No Easy Answers, I adopted Leo. I think it was in 2017. He is inbred by 4 generations, and his original owners were actually breeding show dogs. And what had happened is that Leo came out basically incorrectly. He has an extra toe. He's kind of a genetic mutation. He couldn't be a show dog, and they wanted to drown him actually in a river up where I live. And so I found out about this and I adopted him. I got him for free because of this, because I'm not going to let people drown a dog, right? That's absolutely ridiculous. Evil, some would say. And so, you know, Leo has just been in my heart and in my home for that long. That's kind of the upbringing. That's the beginning stages of our relationship there. And I have made an Instagram account for him since then. I haven't posted it on that Instagram account for the last 2 years or so, but basically if you want any lore on Leo's life. You can follow his Instagram account. It is the @ is lady_the_great, because it used to be an Instagram account for a previous dog I had named Lady. But there's a lot of lore on that Instagram page. But yeah, he is a genetic anomaly. No one else wanted him. I took him in, so he deserved a home. Poor Leo, I almost feel bad for calling him a retard. Well, it's kind of true. And also, Mark Jones, you asked me, am I a Republican or a Libertarian? That's a very good question. I would say I am, ideally, I would call myself a Libertarian. However, I think that party right now, and as far as our history is concerned in the United States, isn't as effective at implementing certain policies and obviously officials, as it's not as effective as the Republican Party. So as far as practice is concerned, and as far as my voter registration is concerned, I am a Republican. I've worked for the Republican Party. I volunteered for them for many years. But as far as my policy positions go and my ideological leanings, I would say I'm more libertarian, but the two often conflate. And you just have to ask me on my specific positions on specific policies and ideas. Okay, I'm going a little over time here, but those are all the donations. I just wanted to get to those before we proceed with the next story. And I want to make no new texts, okay? Awesome, we're good to go. Okay, so I wanted to get to this next story here. Okay, I'm going to play this video for you guys. This is me trying out a product. So there is this business called Keyed Energy, and I'll show you guys the website here in a second. But this mysterious energy drink merchant sent me this concoction, and I tried it in a cemetery a few weeks ago, and this is my review of it.
Very soft tasting. It doesn't taste like Agent Orange at all. Hi, I'm here.
There I am in the cemetery.
Keyed Energy new drink. It's their citrus drink, and I believe it's also called Agent Orange, but I'm not sure about that. But as you can tell, the full label isn't on it, but I'm going to be trying it. It was just sent to me. And
the reason why I'm stuttering my words so much is that I am in a cemetery and I'm very spooked. I also, if you guys haven't noticed, I sometimes stutter when I get excited. I used to stutter a lot as a child. So that's probably why, if you're wondering why I'm stuttering my words, there you go.
I'm excited to see what it's like. I'm here at my local cemetery. As you can tell, it's a really fun place to be in.
There was a gaggle of girls in that cemetery. They're right behind me. They were taking pictures by a tombstone. That in the same day I decided to film a video in a cemetery. So I just thought that was interesting. It's like it's almost as if e-girls are part of a mind hive and they all know what to do at the same time.
Right, here we go. Cheers. Okay. Well, I'm gonna double dip here. It's very good actually. It's very soft tasting. It doesn't taste like Agent Orange at all, as far as I'm aware.
The reason why I say that is because the label name, the flavor name was called Agent Orange, I believe. So that's why I said that. It doesn't taste like Agent Orange.
It doesn't really punch you though. It's really soft. It's really unassuming. I guess sort of like the chemical. The original chemical used in Vietnam. And it kind of has like a matcha flavor to it, actually. I wonder if that's one of the
It tasted like matcha tea.
ingredients. But I feel pretty good. I already feel it kicking in, so it's pretty. I feel kind of high wired right now. It's really good. And then a good environment to be drinking it too. But I would say I'm gonna give this a 4.5 out of 5. I like it a lot. That's all. I don't know what else to say.
Okay, so with my autism out of the way, I did say thank you to the creator, and here's the Twitter account for Keyed Energy. Here you go. These are some people reviewing it, but I wanted to show you the website. This is an energy drink, and the creator of the energy drink, I will say, is rather conservative. Let's take a look at their website. You don't believe me? Okay, Keyed Energy. Unlock the cock. There you go. Annihilate your autism with our bold, invigorating blend, designing to fuel your body and calm your mind. Key Energy is the ultimate drink for those who live on the edge. So that's something to look into. It treats anxiety. They aren't legally allowed to say it treats anxiety, but when I drank it, it treated my anxiety. So that's a concoction right there. If you want to go on their website, it's just keyenergy.com. I thought this was an interesting business to, push out and bring some support and attention to. And they are actually working on a deal to actually, for me to have them on the show and have them sponsor Culturama. So that'd be really cool, or have us sponsor them. And then these are the ingredients. So I thought, this would have some taurine in there, but it doesn't. It doesn't have any taurine. It's actually not really like an energy drink. It more so, I would say it's an anti-anxiety drink, honestly. But, I looked at these, only 80 calories. If you want to keep a svelte figure, there's your option. But I did look at the ingredients here, and I saw some of these names like this and, inositol. I didn't know what that was. I looked it up, and it turns out that these are two very powerful anti-anxiety chemicals here. And as a witch, I am in my witch garb, so I am going to say that this concoction is very good for you. I looked up the ingredients. Okay, this is actually a plant. It's a perennial flowering plant, and it does increase your serotonin levels. Inositol also increases your serotonin levels. So if you're someone that needs a good dose of serotonin, I'm not saying this is an antidepressant, but it almost as if it acts as one. So there's Key Energy. It's something to consider if you want to support another business here. Okay, let me bring up another let me see if I got any donations. Okay, I'm going to bring up another business that I also want for you guys to look at and support. Has anyone heard of Passage Publishing before? If you haven't, do not worry. This is Passage Publishing. Now, these people actually publish alternative sources of information. And if you want to know what I mean by that, I'm just going to say this, okay? Has anyone ever heard of a man named Steven Saylor before? If you haven't, do not worry. But this is not an individual they want you to know. So they published, he's basically known for him noticing some statistics, you could say. And people like Steven Saylor or people like Curtis Yarvin that are primarily, here's Curtis Yarvin, Gray Mirror for $30. People like this that have opinions that oppose the mainstream narrative and the mainstream ideological narrative are pushed out of not just academia, but just from publishing companies in general, okay? And what happens is that what you will find is that their books and their materials you will not have access to any mainstream store like Barnes and Noble or Amazon even for that matter. But hopefully Jeff Bezos will get around to that since he just apparently switched teams here. But you have these publishing companies like Passage Press that will publish people that do kind of go against the narrative and do want to question some things. And I actually have supported them myself. I have bought a book from them. I have bought Steven Saylor's Noticing, and I will say this is one of the main books I will recommend from this website. So if this is something that seems like it's appealing to you, for those of you that don't know, Steven Saylor, how do I put this? Okay, for instance, does anyone know the book The Bell Curve, where we talk about, for instance, different IQ statistics, right? This is something that mainstream academia will not only refuse to talk about, but they will expel and excommunicate anyone within the academic institution and alignment from ever talking about. And if you do talk about it, you are going to lose your job, or you're going to just be asked to leave, basically, or not publish your work. You will not be considered for publishing your work with them or getting your work peer reviewed anymore at all. And so we have had this happen with academics, for instance. This is, and as cringe as it may be, this has happened to people like Jordan Peterson as well. But what you'll have is that academic institutions and also major publishing companies will not publish your work if you have a different opinion. So people like Passage Press are doing you guys a favor that if you want to read alternative opinions, like people from Stephen Saylor and Noticing, and if you can tell by the title, Noticing is about noticing certain statistics. Charles Murray is a guy who wrote The Bell Curve. He wrote an intro to this book as well. So if this is something that you want to look into, maybe, and even if you have work yourself, it's something to consider as well. They also have Curtis Yarvin's Gray Mirror here. This is a very expensive, because it's a patrician edition, but if you just want the basic edition, it's only $30. So their prices are a bit higher, but it's not too bad. And so I would go and I would support them as well. They also publish the work Man's World. And also, if you want to look into supporting the people behind this particular publishing company, I would also recommend, hold on a second. I would recommend this account. They follow me as well. I just want to put that out there. But this is a fellow, it's a book merchant, an honest book merchant, who is the guy behind that website that we have just seen, Passage Press. And he's the one behind giving these people a platform. So on this alternative economies stream, I just gave you 2 wonderful alternative economies. I also saw someone in the chat refer to Dissident Soaps, and that's another one that's very good. I'm reaching out to them as well. But for those of you that don't know what Dissident Soaps is, this is their website. It's just called Dissident Soaps. If you couldn't tell from the name already, these people and the founders of this organization have dissident opinions. So there you go. They have the Crusader, the Healer, the Mask Off, and the Brewmaster. They just make soap. I don't know what else to tell you. They just make soap. So here you go. I have soap by them, but I'm not gonna, it's in the bathroom. I'm not going to bring it out for you. So, you know, I hope you forgive me on that. Okay. Anyway, I thought that would be really cute and fun to talk about because it is an important thing to bring up. I don't see a lot of right-wingers or conservatives talk about this, and these are all people that I'm going to be working with to have partnerships with. Hopefully they will see this stream and maybe consider doing it now more so that I kind of gave them a leg up here. But these are organizations and these are individuals that I think it's important to not just celebrate, but also support financially and through word of mouth, whether that be reposting them or posting about them on social media or just giving or just buying some of their products. And the reason why I do this is because we need alternative economies. We need to support the people that support us and support your ideological values. Obviously, we can't boycott everything. We can't boycott the big box stores. Obviously, my apologies, my bra is slipping. I'm sorry. This is a costume stream. But it is so important to support the people that are within your ideological framework and your network. I don't see a lot of right-wingers do that or conservatives, and it's unfortunate because that's a big reason for why we're losing, I think, and why we do have the ideological capture of even consumable products like beer, like we've seen with the trans beer situation. So it's important to support these people when we do have good people do good work and make good products. And on top of that, I also wanted to, for this reason, bring up the new Culturama. And I do want to say, I want you guys to support all the people I'm mentioning here today. I also want you to support the Culturama shop as well, because I just got this in the mail. It's our Culturama Galactic Glow. I have it right here. So I know I'm looking a little flushed today. It's rather hot here in this room, but it makes my skin very soft. And if you want to have the witchy softness that I have on my face today, I want you to consider looking into purchasing the Culturama Galactic Glow. In the next segment, I will be looking more through the Culturama shop and looking through some of the products. That'll be later down the line, so don't worry, I won't pull it up right now. But this is a product that we just gotten in the mail, and I will say that this could be for either men or women, but you know, it's very good quality product right here. I have the cream on my hand. Okay, you just take a little bit, 2 doses a day, you just rub it in your skin, and it makes your skin and neck very soft. And this is, I'm gonna smear my makeup. I don't know what I'm doing. But this is marketed as a face cream, but it could also be used, I've learned, as a hand cream as well. And guys, I wouldn't be pushing and shilling off of a product that is bad quality. I would not be putting it on my face right now if it was bad quality, because I am someone that's very particular on the type of makeup and face creams that I use. I don't think you want to know how much money I have spent on face creams and lotions. I try to get the best quality product. And so when I found out that the Culturama line was doing this, I was ecstatic, because I know this is the best quality. Maybe not, it's not made of like, stem cells or anything. It's not adrenochrome, so it's not like perhaps the best of the best in the world, but I would say maybe it's in the top 2. So something to consider, especially since the holiday season is upcoming, and if you know someone that may like the show, that would benefit greatly from this product, something to consider buying. I will pull up the website a little later for you to look at that as well. We can all look at that here on this stream. I will be right back. I want you guys to stay there. We still have quite a few more stories I think that you will enjoy. So I'm going to pull those up for you. I'm going to quickly check the Rumble rant section just to make sure I didn't miss anything. We're having 50 viewers on Rumble. Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to my Halloween episode. Plumpkin Zero wrote, it puts a lotion on its skin. Yes. Again, I would not be putting this product in my skin if it was bad quality, okay? Okay. I'm not putting a lot on because I'm wearing makeup and I don't want my makeup to smear. And I'm going to watch a horror movie after this on Halloween night, so I don't want to smear my face. Okay. I'm just reading the comments here. Very interesting comments indeed. Alrighty. I'll be right back. You guys just stay put.
Well, here comes Daniela like Marilyn with a twist. She's got a master's degree and a style you can't resist. On Culturama, baby, we're shaking up the scene. So hit that like, make it click, you know what we mean. Like and subscribe, come on, don't delay. With Daniela at the helm, we're leading the way. It's Culturama, taking back tomorrow today.
You have to force behaviors, and at BlackRock, we are forcing behaviors.
Mao ordered his citizens to throw off the 4 olds. Old thinking, old culture, old customs, and old habits. So, your whole life went in the garbage overnight, no biggie. And those who resisted were attacked by an army of purifiers called the Red Guard, who went around the country putting dunce caps on people. Yeah. Who didn't take to being a new kind of mortal being.
If you don't force behaviors, whether it's gender or race or just any way you want to say the composition of your team, you're going to be impacted.
Well, things haven't been so sweet for Ben & Jerry's after the company posted an anti-American tweet, a few of them, on the 4th of July. The ice cream makers declared the United States was founded on stolen indigenous land.
Well, someone should tell Target that, because they're now selling swimsuits with tuckums in the women's section of the store. And they even have a line just for kids.
Yeah, we're going to reach out to Ben & Jerry's and ask them how they can live with themselves as they operate a multi-billion-dollar company on stolen land while declaring other people give up their so-called stolen land.
This is the child section. This is literally the kids section. I'm next to a literal onesie that says whatever the hell that means. We have glad you came out, and I'm so happy that you're queer. In the kids section. Are you kidding me? I'm sorry, but pride and toddler don't belong in the same sentence.
Good news! Starbucks will offer its workers reimbursement of travel expenses related to accessing abortion and gender-affirming procedures.
Kyle Rittenhouse was seen wearing a Black Rifle Coffee Company shirt, and they wanted to distance themselves from that individual. Key employees at the company also were donating to Democrats. Hafer doubled down on throwing many in his base under the bus, describing them as racist and a repugnant group of people.
Hey, Liberty lovers, stop scrolling, because if you're tired of the same old news, then I've got just the wake-up call for you. I want to thank you for tuning in to Culturama, and I know that you're enjoying every minute of it. Join us at rumble.com/AP4Liberty. The Wake Up America show is Mondays through Fridays, 7 to 9 a.m. Central Time. It's a great way to start your day.
Whispers in the moonlight, shadows softly creep among tombstone silence, lost secrets deep. A shiver in a stillness where specters play with melodies of memories in ghostly sway.
In the graveyard, mist we find,
Haunting echoes intertwine. In shadows gliding, wearing spooky grins, ghostly voices whisper as the night begins. Cobwebs dance with spiders under the moon's gaze, while the spirits join us in their eerie ways. Halloween's creeping with a ghostly tune, jack-o'-lanterns gleaming under the witch's moon.
I'm glowing in the night, shining like a star in this atomic age, a brighter by far. Untouchable energy, it's a glowing affair. Ready, ready, I'll take you everywhere. I'm untouchable now, filled with power in the air. Radioactive rhythm, but sense without care. Electric and alive in this atomic embrace. Unstoppable now in this glowing space.
Okay, wonderful. Happy Halloween, everyone, and welcome to Culturama, where we are taking back the traditional spirit of Americana and the Halloween spirit as well. And we're trying to take back the cultural and political elements that made America so great in the past before. We're trying to reclaim and recapture the zeitgeist away from the people that are so focused on deconstruction and critical theory that have just ruined our perception of morality, tradition, faith, and culture here in the United States. And I was talking about alternative economies earlier on this stream. We talked about a very interesting energy drink, a concoction that I very much have tried myself. I have put my body to the test. I was a human experiment. I actually got the can. I threw it away, obviously, now. But when I got it in the mail, it did not have a label on it yet. It was still in testing phase. So, yes, I've donated my body to science, technically. You're welcome. But I can say that I'm still standing and still healthy, and I have benefited greatly from that drink. So we looked over at an energy drink called Keyed Energy. We have looked at some soaps. We have looked at a publishing company that I think is very beneficial and is becoming quite lucrative in, I think, one of the more foundational elements of the alternative economy right now in the United States, since the written word is so powerful, and we are seeing great censorship over that. What you'll come to find is that a lot of people and a lot of Americans will pretend that censorship over the written word is not occurring at the rate as other more authoritarian countries, say China, is happening. And although that technically may be true, we are still experiencing massive censorship because people like Stephen Saylor, for instance, cannot even get or couldn't have gotten his work published for quite some time. Or people like Charles Murray, who wrote The Bell Curve. And so what you're seeing is that organizations and businesses like the Passage Publishing Press offers them a platform for which they can en masse publish their works. And that's where I got Stephen Saylor's work here as well. And I want to talk about a couple more works for you. This is where the stream is going to get a little bit philosophical, so thank you for tuning in. And if you've made it this far, I hope you stay through it because I think you're still going to enjoy it. It is a little bit philosophical, though. But I did just get a donation. I got 2 donations, actually, through Rumble Rants. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for supporting Culturama. Andy Opp, 7 minutes ago, he donated $10. Thank you so much, Andy. He wrote, best Halloween ever. Wow, thank you. That's actually quite an honor to hear. On my little show, that's really good to hear. Thank you, Andy Opp. And I hope you're having a really good Halloween. It sounds like you are, and I hope you have a really good evening. And then we have Plumpkin Zero, once again, donated $20. Thank you, Plumpkin Zero. You're becoming one of my top fans and one of my top guys here. Thank you. He wrote, finally, a right-wing streamer that isn't shit. Yeah, you know what, Plumpkin? You could be right on that. I agree, I'm not shit. I still think there are like some good right-wing streamers, but you're right, it is slim pickings as far as that is concerned. But thank you so much for, saying that. That's very much appreciated. I do want to say, though, that I am, someone wrote, no easy answers, wrote, Philosopherama, let's go. Yeah, I know. No easy answers, knows what's about to happen right now. No shit confirmed. Very true. I do want to say I am getting rather hungry. I do have a pork chop bone here right next to me. And I am looking at it right now. I do want to eat it on stream, but I don't want to be rude. But if we get $40 in donations within the remaining of the hour, maybe I'll eat it on stream for you guys by the end of this. I don't know. We may not reach that mark, but if we can get $40 more in donations, I might just do that. I might just eat that pork chop on stream. Maybe. We'll see. That's a possibility. But just a few more things I wanted to touch on here before we end the stream. This is where some of the deep philosophy comes in, so I want you to bear with me, but I do think it's important to talk about. And I'm going to pull up another publishing company, The Dissonant Review. I don't know, you guys may have not heard of it, but this is one of those websites I think is just magical, because here's their mission statement. Who controls the past controls the future, and who controls the present controls the past. Okay, typical George Orwell quote. But they're talking about how the past is controlled by an academic elite, which has abandoned its purpose, the search for truth, and the expansion of human knowledge. Instead, fanatics, the people we talk about on this stream all the time, may run away out of our institutions of learning, and yet they have replaced the truth with ideology. Dissent is not permitted in their journals. And so the point of this publication, the Dissonant Review, is to propose and to publish out alternative theories, alternative viewpoints, and alternative articles. And yours truly, I don't want to show out my content, but yours truly has actually written an article in there. She has gotten it published. I actually have an article in this volume 5, Conflict. So yes, I do have an article in this. I'm not going to give it away what the article is about. I will say, though, I write quite extensively about fat ladies in that article. I think you guys will enjoy that, but I'm not going to give it away. You're going to have to buy it. You're going to have to buy it in order to see. So there you go. It's $23. Support the Dissonant Review if you can. I do have their volume 2 journal out. I purchased it. I did order my publication. I'm still waiting for it to come out personally. So if Alaric the Barbarian is watching, I hope he hears this. I'm still waiting for my publication. I know I live out in the mountains. I live a ways out. A lot of you people will never find where I live because I literally live in the middle of nowhere. However, I do want my article, Alaric the Barbarian. For those of you that don't know who Alaric is, this is Alaric. He is a founder of the Dissonant Review. This is his Twitter. He follows me as well. But hopefully I can get him on the show at some point and interview him too, because I really love what he's doing here. This is the volume that I purchased when I first found out about it. This one is called Frontiers, but each journal has a little bit of a theme. But you will have a few articles here that you will not find in any other, just your average generic academic journal. For instance, In Defense of the Age of Exploration is an article. The Furthest German is an article on here. I wonder what that one's about. We have Ethnogenesis and the American Long Rifle. If that sounds like something that you guys would be interested in, there you go. So honestly, it does talk about men, myth, and legends. It talks about topics and subjects that is being extensively pushed out of mainstream academia, because for the most part, I hope you guys did not hear that truck. There was a loud truck outside. Anyway, like I was saying, talking about men, talking about the exceptionality of the founding of the United States, the founding of, or in the creation and the development of Western culture. These are not things that you really hear about anymore in major academic journals. The reason how I know this is actually because I am a longtime subscriber of various academic journals. For instance, Political Science Quarterly is one. I have like 10 of these. See, okay, look at this. So this is what they're pushing out now these days. So let's just take a comparison, if you will. Okay, let's take a comparison of the stuff they're pushing out in the mainstream versus the non-mainstream. So here we talked about the history of the long rifle, the inevitability of conquest, the defense of the age of exploration, William Shakespeare, American founder. Like, these are all obviously talking about the major developments and successes, the Furthest German. Obviously, you're going to have those and things like this. But anyway, it talks about the major developments of Western civilization and the exceptional nature of Western civilization, of Westerners, of Americanism. Okay, but then when you have stuff like this, you're going to come across articles like Democracy's Resilience and the Midterms, Protest Against COVID-19, Containment Policies in the USA. This is spring of 2023, but Learning About Politics from Egypt. Do I really care about Egypt right now? This is an American publication. Now, of course, you can talk about foreign policy, absolutely, but this is about learning about politics from Egypt. Do I really want to know that? It doesn't make them any more exceptional. Can social movements save American democracy? Again, there's like 3 articles here about maintaining American democracy here. Very little about, and granted, this is Political Science Quarterly. They're going to talk about more relevant subjects, but whatever is considered relevant is whatever the narrative they're pushing. And it seems like the only thing that they're pushing in this issue is COVID-19 and democracy, because democracy is under threat, apparently. Let's look at this issue here. The polarized American electorate, right? Gender, American identity, and sexism. This is supposed to be the top of the line, political science source. But it seems like the only thing they're concerned about talking about is sex, gender, and democracy. How many times do we have to talk about it? I do not know how many times you have to refer to democracy all the time. No, it actually is not under threat as much as you may think it is. Anyway. Follow this account, Alaric the Barbarian. I think you'll enjoy it if you like things like this. Okay. All right, so I did also want to talk about another couple books here before we reach the end of this hour. I'm sorry, I have a Halloween stream. We have all these books right here. Okay. Let me see if I reached, if we have any new donations. Okay, we did have a $5 donation from Entropy Nomad. He says, Jezebel, cast your spell on that dinner. Thank you, Entropy Nomad. The goal was 40, so we are getting a little closer to it. I'm going to need quite a few more bucks until we reach that goal, but thank you so much for the $5, Entropy Nomad. I always love your input and your comments here, so thank you so much. Alrighty then. So I want to talk about 2 more books here with you today, and this is again something that I think should be referenced in academic institutions but will not be for quite some time. And that is the 2 following books here I have for you. Hold on a second, I'm looking at some of these comments. Your guys' comments are ridiculous. Little does she know that Plumpkin Zero is in her walls as we speak. I am triangulating her location. Oh no, I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight, Plumpkin. Don't say that. No easy answers, Zero. They have the power to shut down cell phones at will. We have nothing to learn from Egypt. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Okay, so anyway, I have just 2 more little things to talk to you guys about. I don't know if you guys are aware of an individual. His name is Bronze Age Pervert. Okay, but I'm gonna pull him up right now on the Twitter. Again, on yet another account that does follow me. But this account right here, this guy, and just your local aspiring nudist bodybuilder. He is an academic. He is a scholarly individual, just like yours truly, or at least I attempt and try to be. And he has some rather, I would say, some may think off-putting opinions, but I think they're very pertinent to today's world. And he has published 2 books, and he self-published them. And what an amazing feat that was, because he actually has, I think, Selective Breeding and the Birth of Philosophy is a book that I took some notes, you can see, was sold quite a bit on Amazon, and he did self-publish, and there it is, A Selected Reading in the Birth of Philosophy. And for those of you that don't know, this book, I think, is one of the more defining books of our time right now in terms, as far as right-wing philosophy is concerned. Now, a lot of people refer to Slavoj Žižek, for instance, that's supposed to kind of like embody the philosophical zeitgeist right now of our time. Slavoj Žižek is a bumbling fool compared to what the Bronze Age pervert had to say in this book. Okay, and for those of you that don't know who Slavoj Žižek is, I can pull up a clip for you guys to kind of show you who we're dealing with here. I can do that in a second, actually, but basically, this book, Selective Breeding and the Birth of Philosophy, talks about the natural hierarchical systems that is found biologically in our natural and biological reality, and how philosophy itself and how human ideas itself are disseminated through those natural hierarchical lines. This is something that they will not teach you in school because it goes against their narrative of complete and total equality and egalitarianism. Hold on, I want to pull up a video for you guys just so you can see something funny here. Okay. I want you to take a look at this video.
Maria Cantwell is fighting to restore our right to a
political ads. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm sorry about that, you guys.
It's for me a very conformist category. It doesn't enter.
Why be happy when you can be interesting? So this guy is, I mean, he is a Hegelian. I've talked about Hegelianism before on this show, but this guy is pretty much, and anyone can correct me if they want in the comments if they have a different opinion, but I think this guy is the embodiment of modern mainstream philosophy today. Basically, I think that he's one of the biggest in the industry right now, and this is kind of who academics are looking up to take their philosophical notes from.
It doesn't enter the frame. You have a serious ideological deviation at the very beginning of famous Proclamation of Independence, pursuit of happiness. If there is a point in psychoanalysis, it is that
these people cannot help but bring up psychoanalysis all the time. It is so common with Hegelians. It's exhausting and very annoying. He can't help but do that. Just bear with me as we watch this clip together.
Do not really want or desire happiness. And I think it's good that it is like that. For example, let's be serious. When you are in a creative endeavor, in that wonderful fever, my God, I'm onto something, and so on. Happiness doesn't enter it. You are ready to suffer. Sometimes scientists, I read history of quantum physics or earlier of radiation, were even ready to take into account the possibility that they will die because of some radiation and so on. Happiness is for me an unethical category. And also, we don't really want to get what we think that we want. The classical story that I like, the traditional male chauvinist scenario. I'm married to a wife, relations with her are cold, and I have a mistress. And all the time I dream, oh my God, if my wife were to disappear, I'm not a murderer, but let us say, drop me, it would open up new life for me with the mistress. You know what every psychoanalyst will tell you quite often happens? That then, for some reason, wife goes away, you lose the mistress also.
Okay, so anyway, like I said, this is philosophy's top guy right now, and this is basically the person that all academics are taking their notes from. And what I appreciate about people like Bronze Age Pervert, he does have a real name. His name is Costin Alamariu. I don't know how to pronounce that, but that's his real name. I know I'm doxing him, God forbid. Everyone knows that's the guy, but he wrote something about he makes a major comment on our kind of like our global conceptualization, or the current Western conceptualization of what ethics and morality should be, and that is, once again, complete and total egalitarianism and equality. And he basically questions that narrative in this book. And you may read this book. If you read this book, it's a little dry, and you might think that this is all common sense and common knowledge. That's because it is. Because to say something that is common sense today and is common knowledge is a heresy. They don't want you to say it. They want you to spout Hegelian, communist gobbledygook like they have for the last 60 or so plus years. And this is you can find the book on Amazon. Again, he did self-publish it because unfortunately that's what he had to do, because it would be very difficult to publish a book like this these days from a major publishing company. He should have reached out to Passage Press, though. I think he would have gotten published it that way. He also wrote a second book called Bronze Age Mindset. This book I do not recommend so much, simply because it is a headache to read. He wrote it in a very specific, primitive style, but it is funny, and it does also have a lot of truth. And it basically talks about the necessity of vitalism for personal development. And what I mean by that, and I'm going to say this in the most simple terms possible because we have only 20 minutes left in this show, but I'm glad that I talked about these ideas with you today. What that means is basically finding your inner power. It's almost Nietzschean in concept, but again, these are the ideas that are being proliferated within the right-wing movement right now. And with the Nietzscheanism, with the vitalism, that's basically finding your own inner power and applying your own will into the material universe. That is, again, something that I would say leftists do not want you to really consider, that you are the master of your own reality. They want you to think that you're actually, by doing that, you're imposing onto the realities of others, and therefore you should extinguish your personal flame. And I don't appreciate that. So that's another book that I would recommend if you are into something like that. It's called Bronze Age Mindset, also found on Amazon. All right, so we are almost end of time here. Oh my goodness, let me see if we just want to make sure I got any new donations here. Oh, okay, it looks like we did reach our $40 goal. Wait, or did we not? Hold on. No, we did not reach our $40 goal. You guys may not watch me eat the pork chop tonight. I have it right here, look. I have the pork chop right here. If we do not get $35 more in, I will not be eating the pork chop live on stream. So sorry, that's just the way it is. Okay, I'm going to be pulling up my last chill portion of the stream before we leave. I hope you guys stay tuned for that. And I also want to talk about a little surprise company here that I want to, if there's any company that you want to support, it is the one that I'll be talking about last. This is a company that I would refer to everyone, my friends, my family, even my enemies. This is something that you could all benefit from, especially if you own a dog. Especially if you own a retarded dog like mine. I will be right back. I will get that on. You just stay there, stay put, and I will pull it up for you.
Well, here comes Daniela like Marilyn with a twist. She's got a master's degree and a style you can't resist. On Culturama, baby, we're shaking up the scene. So hit that like, make it click, you know what we mean. Like and subscribe, come on, don't delay. With Daniela at the helm, we're leading the way. It's Culturama, taking back tomorrow today.
You have to force behaviors, and at BlackRock, we are forcing behaviors.
Mao ordered his citizens to throw off the four olds. Old thinking, old culture, old customs, and old habits. So, your whole life went in the garbage overnight, no biggie. And those who resisted were attacked by an army of purifiers called the Red Guard, who went around the country putting dunce caps on people. Yeah. Who didn't take to being a new kind of mortal being.
If you don't force behaviors, whether it's gender or race or just any way you want to say the composition of your team, you're going to be impacted.
Well, things haven't been so sweet for Ben & Jerry's after the company posted an anti-American tweet, a few of them, on the 4th of July. The ice cream makers declared the United States was founded on stolen indigenous land.
Well, someone should tell Target that, because they're now selling swimsuits with tuckums in the women's section of the store. And they even have a line just for kids.
Yeah, we're going to reach out to Ben & Jerry's and ask them how they can live with themselves as they operate a multi-billion-dollar company on stolen land while declaring other people give up their so-called stolen land.
This is the child section. This is literally the kids section. I'm next to a literal onesie that says whatever the hell that means. We have glad you came out, and I'm so happy that you're queer. In the kids section. Are you kidding me? I'm sorry, but pride and toddler don't belong in the same sentence.
Good news! Starbucks will offer its workers reimbursement of travel expenses related to accessing abortion and gender-affirming procedures.
Kyle Rittenhouse was seen wearing a Black Rifle Coffee Company shirt, and they wanted to distance themselves from that individual. The employees at the company also were donating to Democrats. Hayford doubled down on throwing many in his base under the bus, describing them as racist and a repugnant group of people.
Hey, Liberty lovers, stop
gliding, wearing spooky grins. Ghostly voices whisper as the night begins. Cobwebs dance with spiders under the moon's gaze, while the spirits join us in their eerie ways. Halloween's creeping with a ghostly tune, jack-o'-lanterns gleaming under the witch's moon.
The elephants marching with red in the air,
Handshakes and smiles showing strength everywhere. Trump leads a charge with promises bold. The new era shines, or so we've been told. Donkeys are hiding, feeling the blues, as the red, white, and blue take over the news.
Hello and welcome back to Culturama. We are heading into our last 10 minutes of the stream, so I just wanted to end it with a couple shout outs for you guys. You know what? It looks like, I just want to double check here. Did we not get a $35 donation? You guys will not be seeing me eat a pork chop on stream tonight. That is very disappointing, but it's also pretty good because I don't want to embarrass myself on stream tonight. So I also have lipstick on and I don't want to smear that. But, you know, Entropy Nomad, maybe next time. I know you wanted to see me eat that dinner. Maybe we'll do something like that next time in the next stream. I got to keep true to my word. I said $35 more. Maybe we can get the next 10 minutes. I don't know. But I did want to show you guys just a couple more things here. So I did promise you to talk more about the cream and show some of my products a little bit. And you know, that's something that I got to do here. You know, it does support the stream and it keeps the lights on for this stream and for me to live. So taking back Culturama, taking back tomorrow today. This is the For Liberty shop, and under the Culturama section, you can see some of our products here. We've been talking about alternative economies on the entire stream today. We talked about sorry, I burped a little bit there. We talked about Dissident Review. We've talked about Passage Press Publishing, Keyed Energy, Dissident Soaps. These are all creators and you know, products that I would greatly support. But the best product that you can support is supporting this show. The entertainment value obviously is just simply not measurable. But on top of that, if you want a more tangible resource that you just want to utilize for supporting the show, you can go on the shop. And here we have body pillows of me. We have a tote bag. We have spooky, scary candles for the autumn season, by the way, which is going to go on until mid-December. That's when winter starts, and then we can get more Christmas candles, maybe. We'll see. We have a Tim Pool hat for your Tim Pools there, but Tim Pool fans there, but it does say Culturama on it. We have a Culturama logo pillow here. The sweatshirts are Adidas quality sweatshirts. So again, this is very good quality. You can get it with my banner or with the logo on it as well. And of course, we have the coffee mugs. I'm having mine shipped in soon here. So, but we have the coffee mugs. Again, great quality mugs, $20, very doable. It goes a long way in supporting the show. I know I've already sold quite a few of these. I've been hearing nothing but good reviews. So, you know, maybe consider supporting that through the show. It only comes in 11 ounces. But we're going to get a lot more products here. I kind of want to get more of a canister situation. And if you guys have any ideas on what kind of products you want to see in the shop, feel free to text me, or rather text the show, at 573-416-0635 if you want to see products that you are looking forward to. You can also always donate a Rumble rant and have me for sure read it live, and I'll take your opinions into consideration. But the product that I'm most excited to share with you today is actually the face cream, the Glow Moisturizer that we have. Here it is. Do not scoff at the price, because this is a very good quality face cream, and I have it right here. Here it is in this tubular form. There's the logo. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's the logo. Let me see if I can. There we go. There's a logo. It says Culturama on it. It's called Galactic Glow Moisturizer. It is defined as a face moisturizer, and the dosage is twice a day. You can apply it to your face. Apply twice daily. Apply a small dime-size amount on your face and neck for external use only. I've also learned that it's also a very good hand moisturizer. It's also good for your elbows, so something to consider. And it goes a long way in supporting the show. You can also, you know, if this does seem like it's a lot of money, which it isn't, it's a really good quality moisturizer. I'm going to put it on my face actually for you to prove to you that this is something I would use. But there is an option to spin to win on the website. So if you enter the website and if you enter your phone number, you can spin to win and you can get a percentage off of your order. So that's a really good, cool feature on the website as well. Before you leave this stream, please go on the shop and take a look at it and see what we have here. There's a link, apforlibertyshop.com. And this is how the cream looks like. It's just white. It's like a lotion, but it's cold. I'm sorry. It's really warm in this room. But as you can see, I've been applying it ever since I got it. The last couple days, I just got it shipped in, but I've been applying it to my face and neck. And oh boy, is it doing wonders for me. So there you go. Hang on a second. So there it is, a Culturama, the Galactic Glow Cream, and there's a logo on there. I very much recommend this product. And it has it smells like lotion. There's not really a smell to it, but it has this very faint, I don't even know how to describe it. It's a very airy scent. It's very cool. Okay, I did want to, and I said I would promote a brand here that I would recommend everyone. Besides the Culturama products, this is another product that I would recommend everyone, okay? I want you to hang on the edge of your seats here. Okay, so, hold on a second. Oh, this is not, hold on a second. Let me pull it up here. Give me a moment, everybody. There we go. So, this is a tweet I was looking for. 6th stream. My dog is severely obese. A lot of you know this that are watching on stream. If you don't, newsflash, my dog is very fat. If you see pictures of him, you know that. He has been having severely shedding skin, overweight, his skin, shedding skin. He has shedding fur and his skin was flaking. He has rashes. He's been having this for years. I have put him on various diets. Nothing worked. I finally realized after taking him to the vet for like the 20th time that he is actually allergic to chicken and beef. My dog had to go on a pescatarian diet. He had to eat only vegetables and fish and some grain. And I was recommended Blue Buffalo as a dog food brand, Royal Canin, Purina, Dog Chow. They all have, and even if they will say it's limited ingredient, it will still have, if you read the ingredients, it'll still have chicken broth in it. And I was just dumbfounded in the pet store. I couldn't find any non-chicken based food product for a dog. And then I've come across a brand called Gentle Giants. And there it is. And I found out that the Burt Ward, who was Robin, actually created this brand. And Leo has been eating it now for about a month, I think, and he has stopped shedding. He has started to lose weight. I know I brought him on stream recently, and you guys still say he was fat, but it's nothing compared to what he was previously. I'm going to look up the brand for you. It's Gentle Giants dog food. Here we go. If your dog suffers from a chicken allergy or beef allergy or just needs to lose some weight, it's called Gentle Giants, and it looks like this. It has a very schizophrenic product. And no, this is their website. This is not a scam. This actually works. And I tweeted this the other day. There's a tweet. They feed your dog poison. This is the flea pill. The vets were trying to push that on me. So you buy their cures. They recommended Blue Buffalo. Well, they suppress our medicine. And there he is eating it. And, I tweeted that. And look at who commented almost immediately. I didn't even tag them. They commented this. Blue does make a limited ingredient chicken-free diet. Our Blue Basics line is 100% chicken-free. I looked all over the pet store for a chicken-free base for their product, and I couldn't find a single one. If you feed your dog Blue Buffalo, more power to you. I personally wouldn't. They had a couple recalls. But I highly recommend this brand. And no, I'm not sponsored by them at all. I just literally, this is a product I believe in. And if you have a dog that suffers like mine, I just want you to know about it, because I was astonished at how well it helped my dog. And I would have never guessed it would have been something like this. So anyway, they were on the Ellen show. Okay. There he is. That's the creator of it. So if you want a non-natural, non-GMO based chicken-free diet for your dog, if they have allergies, which apparently a lot of dogs suffer from, I would highly recommend it. There's a Chihuahua right there. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this Halloween stream. I am cutting it a little short because I need to make way for the next show on the For Liberty Tonight network. It's called Liberty Tonight. It is a late night talk show on the For Liberty network, and they are leagues better than Jimmy Kimmel. So I would highly recommend you guys watch that show next. But I hope you guys had a very good Halloween stream. I'm just going to double check on my Rumble chats here to see. Entropy Nomad donated another $5. If you don't eat your meat, you can't have any pudding. How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat? Thank you, Entropy Nomad. That is true. I didn't get the $40 donations, though. So, I mean, the $40 in donations. So maybe next time I will eat the pork chop. We will see about that. Also, I don't want to smear my... I will do this for you. I will take one bite of the fat here. Right here. For you, Entropy Nomad, because I know you're trying. I got the pork chop for you. I ate my meat. Okay. I'm going to sign off. I hope you guys have a wonderful Halloween. If you have some more free time, enjoy it over at the Liberty Tonight show. But I hope to see you next week, Tuesday. And so please come on by next week, Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central. And so we can go back to reclaiming the zeitgeist. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I hope to see you guys later.
I'm glowing in the night, shining like a star in this atomic age, and brighter by far. Untouchable energy, it's a glowing affair. Ready, I'll take you everywhere. I'm untouchable now, feel the power in the air. Radioactive rhythm, but sense.